All right. Welcome back to Roll Again. I am DM Steve, and with me, as always, is the cast of Haunted Heroes, the 5th edition D&D campaign. We will start off today with Megan, who's right to my left, and let her introduce herself and pass it along.
Hi, everybody. I'm Megan, and I play Cricket. A part elf eternal child who drank some of her alchemist father's eternal life potion and is now 7 forever. So 207 years old. I normally come with Crash, my faithful homunculus dog, and I myself am also an alchemist who really likes poison, like a lot. So, having said that, I'm gonna pass it on down to Francis.
Hello, I'm Kay. I play Francis, the High Elf Dampier, and Artificer Artillerist. Because hard to go wrong with guns. Guns go pew pew. I am very simple. And my Displacer Beast kitten, who is now a part of the team, I guess, named Sadie. Lovely little thing. I pass it on to Lupe.
Hey all, I'm Kira and I play Lupe the Scarred Wolf, whose gloom has been kind of lifting a little bit, but normally she's very gloomy. I have no memory of my past. I am reborn, so I remember crawling out of the grave and nothing before that, aside from perhaps a vision that I had a few weeks ago. And let's see. Oh, and I am an arcane physician, so party healer. And I will pass it on to Rowan.
Hello, everyone. I am Caleb. I play Rowan Ward. I am a paranormal supernatural detective, hunter things, saving. Yeah, here to have some fun.
Okay, well, when last we left off, you had found yourselves in the far-off coastal town of Hobbs End. Hobbs End is a city on the southwestern coast of the Harrowing, which you guys figured out by looking at your map after you found out what the name of the town was. It is characterized by the smell of salt in the air because it's so close to the ocean, and a cool breeze that seems to be going kind of all the time. And there is a magnificent lighthouse just on the coast and on the far end of town from where you guys entered, which, from what you understand by talking to one of the locals, it has something to do with this field that's generated that cancels magic out. So Hobbs End is a town without magic in it. And so you guys met Diranor Mithenmere, who is a drow elf who runs his own restaurant / club, which is called the Nostalgic Albatross. And he brought you guys back to that. It was very interestingly designed. It looks nothing like any of the other buildings in the area, but is designed actually more like something you would find kind of in the Underdark in drow building. It looks kind of like stalagmites, but really large. But the inside, as you found out last time, is very elegant. It's very fancy. Cloth tablecloths, napkins, chandeliers, marble floors, just really, really kind of nice building and restaurant and kind of lodgings next door. So you were treated to a very hospitable breakfast from Deary or Diranor, depending on which one you want to call him. And a little bit of venison from which he had caught when he found you guys out in the woods after your train wreck. And he invited you to a dinner to meet some of the other kind of shot callers, if you will, in the town of Hobbs End, which is going to be later that night. But as of right now, you guys just finished breakfast, so it's maybe around 8 o'clock in the morning. And he has excused himself to go take care of business for the day. And he said that he would have some rooms set up for you next door at the inn that connects to his restaurant. And besides that, the day is yours. So what would you guys like to do?
Here's mine.
I think we should. For me, I need a rest. I'm very tired.
I would probably, I could stand to refill my medic herbs and whatnot. But, you know, I don't rest anyway, so. I mean, I do, but I don't sleep.
I should take some time to clean out my guns so that they don't get jammed or anything.
Yeah, I'm
So do
pretty
we
good.
want to rest first and then explore some of the
Cricket's already
city, or?
sleeping.
Well, guys, this is fun with you guys. I'm gonna go around see around the town, see what I can look at. I will put back if anything is of miss.
You can do that, Rowan, but if you do and we have another battle, your spells are not going to be.
Yeah, I remember. Also, I'm gonna be going to building the building. I won't get far.
All right, so
Okay.
where would you guys like to go?
I'm
I
sleeping.
mean,
Probably
Right in the
to
middle of
the
the
inn
restaurant?
next door, since he had
we're
Cricket just
already in
tipped
the
over.
restaurant. We just ate. So,
Yeah, and Cricket said
Yeah,
she's
we
sleeping.
already. Yeah, I was sleeping right here on the bed.
we need to carry her to
You
bed.
can. Somebody can carry me up to a room if they want, but
Okay. I'll carry Cricket up to her room, I guess.
Okay, so Lupe and Cricket, you guys are brought up to one of the people working at the restaurant. One of the servers brings you up into the next building over, which does look like a kind of normal human design type of building. You know, it's about 2 or 3 stories, thatch roof. You know, it's kind of a mixture of wood and brick. And the server talks to the person at the front desk who already had word that you guys were coming, and they escort you up to 4 different. You guys have 4 different rooms that were set aside.
I follow along.
What's that?
I follow along, sick of being outside in the sun.
Okay.
Nice dark place for a bit.
DM, what time of day is it?
It's about 8 in the morning.
8 in the morning. Okay.
Yeah, because you guys
Yeah,
had that
that's
whole
right.
train
It's a
ride
lo-
and all that stuff kind of lasted the whole night.
How much is the long rest again? Hours?
About 8. It's
Eight-
normally
8
6.
hours long
Yeah,
rest.
6 to 8.
Okay. All right. Okay, yeah, that's good enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll put Cricket in bed and I'll sit down in a corner and mope and rest, watching over her.
Okay.
you should be moping. We're not underground anymore.
I always mope because I have to sit there thinking
Oh.
about who am I? What's my past? Who is Sklara?
Francis, you find one of the other rooms, and it's a little bright, but there's pretty heavy curtains that can be drawn to make it more habitable for you.
Throw the curtains and just stop fiddling with my guns. the metal bits I picked up.
Okay. Yeah, you can work on cleaning those and fiddling with your guns. Rowan, you are still downstairs because they left and went up there. So you said you wanted to kind of explore. What are you looking for? Anything in particular?
I'm gonna go out of the restaurant and just see if there's some type of gift shop
Okay. So
or some kind of store.
you're lucky. You're
Just
pretty
some kind of
much
shop.
in.
Souvenir.
You're in kind of a commercial business area, which is where the Nostalgic Albatross takes up kind of a whole block. It's a pretty large establishment, but there's other stuff around that you see. So you see a number of other things. There's, some like gear shops that sell like explorer gear, like backpack stuff, shovels, kind of that kind of stuff. There's some places that look like they might sell like fruits, vegetables. There's a butcher shop not far. There's the candy shop. It's about a block and a half over, the Sticky Wicket, which you guys, they got saltwater taffy for you last time from there. And so you go just past the Sticky Wicket, there is a small shop that looks like it's kind of trinkets and gifts and things like that.
All right. Yeah. So I'll go in there, see what I can see anything see anything surprises me or something.
Okay. You walk in and the little bell rings. They got one of those little bells by the door, so when you open the door, it goes ding ding and lets somebody know. And you hear from around the corner, and this middle-aged looking dwarf woman comes walking around, and she's wiping her hands on a little apron, and she says, "Welcome to the Pocket Pearl. What can we do for you?"
I just came in here. I'm new in town. Just came to see what kind of stuff you guys have.
New in town. Where are
I'm
you
traveling with
from?
a kid. They see my want something. Oh, very far away. You heard about a town from Red Hawk?
Oh yeah, I've heard of it. It's like on the whole other side of the country.
Yeah, long story short, I came from there. Me and
Oh,
my
okay.
friends started from there.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, that's kind of like that's a northern. That's not a big town like this. Last I heard.
Yeah, you got really small and a little bit too sweet for my taste.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're more of a big
I
city
was thinking, like, do
person?
you have like very big city?
Okay.
So I noticed you guys sell trinkets. Do you have anything like a collar?
Yeah, I mean, what you looking for? Like, I mean, as far as collars go, are you looking for like a jacket, shirt collar, like a dog collar, like a sex thing collar, like
More
what
like
kind
a
of
pet collar. More like a pet collar.
pet collar? Yeah, I've got I got a couple over here, and she kind of walks you towards like the middle of the store, and there's a little rack that has some animal trinkets, like little, some leashes. There's like, some little like tailor-made jackets for like your cat and dog. But there's a few collars there. There's one that's like a thick chain collar. There's like a leather collar, and then a few that look like they're made of different fabrics.
Okay. For one goes into detail, a type of collar he's looking for something like a really, really big baby cat, which is the place of the beast.
Mhm.
So he's describing that to her.
Okay, well, I mean, we have this right here. This is a little, you know what? I have a better idea for this. And she goes, don't play any mind to this, but come on with me. And she takes you over into the back area, and there's like a beaded curtain. And she kind of parts the beaded curtain, and she walks back into like the adult novelty, like sexy area. Uh, and she finds a
Sorry.
little bit of a thicker buckle collar, but it's smaller for like a kitten. So she's like, I think these are usually used on like ankles and wrists, but I think this is probably better for what you're looking for the type of animal you're talking about.
Goodness.
PM, I just want to make sure. I might be just be doing mine. I'm gonna make an inside check. Does he know exactly what I'm talking about? Can I make an inside check?
Sure. Give me an insight.
9.
It seems like she does, only because the collar she brought over does seem like it would fit Sally or Sadie, I'm sorry. But it is thicker and stronger. So she probably gets an idea that you're talking about an animal that could be wild.
Okay. Well, a call is a caller.
Don't be shy,
All right.
boy. There's nothing to get red-faced about out here. We're all adults. We've seen this kind of stuff before, and if you need something for your cat, we've got it. It's okay.
Yeah, fuck off. God damn. I have a really bad
Or
thing,
Rowan's
guys.
like, I only
Okay.
know about missionary position.
Oh,
Okay.
goodness.
I got a whole
Wisdom,
Bible
child.
knowledge. Jesus Christ. All right. Sure. How much is it?
It's like for that 2 silver pieces.
All right. Wait. How much silver pieces?
2 silver pieces. Yep.
Okay. Whew. Okay. About to say. All right. I give like 1 gold piece.
Oh, you need change? I can get you some change for this, and take me a minute.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. And actually gave me change. I asked her a question. So, when me and my friend came over here, we noticed there was no magic inside this town.
Yeah,
Why?
no magic.
How is that? You know what causes that?
Nobody really does. I mean, nobody that like the people I talk to every day, the people I know. I mean, all we know is a couple years back, we'd had some issues. I don't know if you heard. There was this wizard that tried to burn down a bunch of buildings, and we just kind of got sick of all the magic nonsense. One day you'd be just having a good day, and then all of a sudden, like, some magic half dragon would run through and destroy your half your store. It got out of control. And so about 2 years ago or so, all of a sudden, magic stopped working in town, and things have been a lot better, to be honest. Not as chaotic. We don't have a bunch of people firing off weird spells in the middle of town. People just live life normal.
All right. You said something about Mad Wizard. He still an issue, or he still alive?
No. Hey, bunch of people kind of, some adventurers were here, and a few of the people in town kind of band together, and they were able to, I don't know if they ran him off or they killed him. I don't know what happened, but he's gone. We haven't seen him in a long time.
And you haven't had any other magical trouble? Any other magical trouble? What was the last magical trouble you had before this dome came out?
I would say it was. I mean, big things probably the fire. There was always, people shooting off spells and weird stuff. People growing vines in the middle of the road and stupid stuff like that. But once the magic disappeared, I think first off, either people just couldn't do it anymore. But also, magic people like wizards and sorcerers and stuff just started staying clear of the town because they knew that they couldn't do spells here. So why show up?
And if I need to talk to someone to get like a null force field made for Red Hawk, who I talk to? Do you know?
I don't know. I mean, you could probably, like I said, I'm not really. I mean, I just own a gift shop, to be honest. I'm just trying to make ends meet here. But I don't know. Do you know Diranor?
Oh, yes, I do.
Dark fella, long white hair. He's
Yeah. Yeah, no,
he's
the draft.
he's kind of like in the know. Like he knows people that know stuff.
All right. I'll make sure of that. Okay. Okay. Last question. The 2 years ago, did anything strange else happen beside the bill coming up? Did anything like fall out of the sky nearby you guys?
Well, yeah, I mean, we had the meteor storm night. We did have a meteor crashed into the. It didn't hit their town though. It sunk. It went to the ocean nearby.
The ocean, anybody know how far in the ocean? How many clicks? How many
No,
kilometers?
I mean, a bunch of us remember that night because it shot over the town, and we were like, "Oh my God, this thing's gonna hit!" And then it just cruised over us and clunked right into the water.
This might be a difficult question, but you didn't see any like boats or ships or anyone go out there?
I mean, nobody was. I think everybody was kind of watching the meteor shower because there was a bunch of other ones flying all over the place, far away. You could see them coming down, But no, I mean, there's always ships in the port. Where we have there over by the docks, we have ships coming in and out. But I don't know if anybody. You could talk to somebody over there.
You didn't see
I don't
them?
really deal with that. Once a week, I go over and
All right.
pick up
Well,
like
thank you.
any knickknacks that come into town, but that's it.
All right. Well, thank you.
No problem.
Yeah.
Anything else you
So I think
need,
that's-
like a little whip or like a little mask or anything to go with your collar?
Oh, what kind of mask do you have?
Hey, you know someone who likes masks, Just-
Exactly. Hey guys, check some for all my friends. Wrong character.
About it.
Okay, Sonny. Well, have a good day, and if you need any more gifts or trinkets, you can stop by the Pocket Pearl. We're always here until about 8 o'clock at night. That's when it gets time for me to sit down and read a good book and go to bed. So I close up around that time. But from 8 to 8,
What kind of book?
Pocket Pearl's got
Trust
what
and
you
Love?
need.
All right. What kind of book?
I like romantic fiction.
I bet you do. My wife used to read this one book called Trust and Love. All right. It was a pretty good book.
Oh yeah,
All right.
Tusk Love. I know
Sorry,
Tusk
Lee.
Love.
I can never get into it. Too much emotion and talking and noises. All right. So yeah, I leave and I will go to the what they call supply shop, tool shop.
Okay. Yep.
Um,
Yep. It says it's actually called the Green Gardener, and there's a little sign that's got some pictures of grass and some tulips and stuff, and it says the Green Gardener above it. And there's a few people coming out with some pots and some tools, things like that as you are walking in. And you walk in and it's just pretty much kind of looks like a garden store, hardware store mixed together. There's buckets of
Right.
nails, there's horseshoes, there's backpacks, there's some clothes that are kind of mixed matched in the middle of it. You see a couple barrels of supply, rations, that kind of stuff. Seems like it's sort of almost like a Dungeons and Dragons Walmart. There's a little bit of everything.
Perfect. All right. Okay. DM, how much trade did I get back?
You got 8 silver back.
8 silver. Okay. Dope. All right. So I go to this D&D Walmart. D&DW. All right. So, where do I go? I'll probably get What's something we might need? We all have dark vision, right? Yeah, I guess I will go get some rope for us.
Okay. You're kind of wandering about and you see a gentleman, large gentleman, kind of greenish, pale greenish, bluish skin. Looks over at you, big tusks coming up out of his lower jaw. And he says, can I help you find anything?
Oh, yes. So, I'm just looking for basically some adventuring room, like some basic adventure kits. Some real long room.
No problem, no problem. Follow me. And he turns to you, and he's got a white linen shirt on, but he's got it like unbuttoned down to like almost his belly button, and he's showing off like his big muscular like greenish skin and his big chest hair sticking out from behind the shirt. And you see a name tag that's pinned on part of the shirt. It says Connor. And he says, follow me.
Well, let me meet you, Connor.
And he leads you down another aisle, and pretty soon you turn to the next aisle, and there's a bunch of spools of different types of ropes and chain, and cord and things like that. So he's like, what kind were you looking for specifically? Like, what are you looking to? You looking to like pull a ship, or are you looking to like, what?
I'm looking for something that is like thick and strong. I'm looking for something as big as rope, but a lot more stronger. So like maybe chain. Yeah, chain.
Chain. Okay, yeah. We got some right here. We got this here's like, your like everyday chain, and you see there's stuff that's got links that are about this big. And it's kind of like a chain you might use for like your bicycle or something like that. And then he's like, then we got this medium grade chain. It's pretty tough. It weighs a little bit more, but it'll hold for most things. And then we got boat chain. And he lifts with one arm, and there's this chain, and the links are about the size of your fist each. And it's like he hands it to you, and give me a strength check.
All right. Rowan, no round. That's the best thing about him. Fuck. Hey, that'd be a 14.
Yeah, you get it, but like when he hands it to you, he's just like winging this around like nothing, and he hands it to you, and you grab it with both hands, and you have to like visibly like brace yourself, because it's probably 90 to 100 pounds easy, just a piece that like the small piece of it he was holding.
Nothing to it. All right, I thought it'd be heavier than that. All right, and just kind of try and pull a cool guy move. I just drop it on the ground. Ain't no problem. All right, I'll probably take the second chain.
Okay, the medium chain. Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. How many feet you need?
How long do they go?
I mean, I got a couple 100 feet on here. I can give you whatever you need, but it's like, I'd say it's not heavy stuff, but it's probably, I'd say it's probably 6-7 pounds a foot. So how many feet you need?
All right. I'll probably say maybe 40 feet.
40 feet. Okay. So he whips, he kind of whips off 40 feet of it. He like is pulling it, and he's got a little measurer. It actually is just like it's a severed like ogre foot, and that's how he's measuring. He like goes like 1 foot, 2 feet, 3 feet, and he's kind of pulling them. And he pulls.
I like this, man.
He pulls 40 feet, and it's like a big. He wraps it up with a little bit of wire so it doesn't come undone. It's in a big coil. It weighs about 300 pounds.
Do you
Alright.
want to do this?
All right.
And he just whips it over his shoulder, like an extension cord. You know how you curl up an extension cord and you can throw it on your shoulder? Like he just whips it over there and just starts walking around like nothing. He's like, what else you need?
Oh, let me see. Trying to think. I need holy water. Wait. Yeah, let me think, my friend.
Sure. No
Got
problem.
anything we might need?
Well, I should replace the rope that got left behind.
Basically.
Well, you
Got
got
anything we
40
might
foot
need?
chain.
I thought that's what you were going for, but
I'm just looking for the A supplies you might need. Like, almost like none of us eat. Some of you two. I mean, well, yeah, you guys don't eat. Only me and Cricket eat.
I mean, I could use some crossbow bolts.
The rope.
You might know that. Not meta. Like you might realize I've been using
I'm not gonna
bolts and might
meta
need
you
some.
guys. I'll give you guys like a couple minutes here to kind of discuss, and we'll just say that you guys gave Rowan a shopping list.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Well, oh yeah.
I need some bowl. And we need more rope. And if you were to buy Krika some candy, she would probably be happy about that.
I got you.
For the bolts, you'll probably want to go to a blacksmith and have him silver tip them for me.
Silver tip.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
my bolts don't need that. I just want some. If the blacksmith has any like scrap metal, like a little bit for when I remake Crash, that would be helpful.
Okay.
I'd probably give you a list of like herbs and alcohol and stuff for my boosters. So
All right. Okay. So
Probably some
and more if it can.
metal tools, some small metal work tools.
all right. So okay. So like what? Like a what do you call it? Crafting tools.
Yeah.
Bolt. Yeah. Arrow bolt with silver tip. And what the Cricket one? I know candy over the scrap of metal, right?
Yeah, any scrap metal. Any scrap metal.
Oh, shit. We got chain. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
But the blacksmith might have like shavings and stuff.
Oh,
If he
shake.
puts it in, like a little bag. Yeah.
All right. All right. I think that's it. All right. So I'm ready to go back.
Okay.
Oh, Connor. So do you have any? Is this a guy like blacksmith in this area or inside the store? Like what?
Well, I mean, there's like the furrier area where they do like the horseshoes and all that kind of stuff, nails if you need stuff like that. But then we do have like a weapons department. Like, are you looking for weapons or are you looking for like household blacksmithing?
Oh, that's a good question. Weapons.
Weapons. Okay. Right now we're in aisle 6. You could tell because there's like the sign up that hangs there says 6 on it. You have to count them because it's like in slashes, but there's 6 of them there. You want to go down to aisle 11 and then take a left, and in the back corner of the store, you'll find there's a big weapons counter. You want your chain, or do you want me just to bring it up front? You can pick it up when you cash out.
Oh, just bring it up front.
All right, got it.
That's all I got. Do you have question? Does this place have any kind of like a how to say it? A metal mobile, really big carrying device. It's kind of like a cart, but small enough for me to push. I can put all my stuff in there.
Yeah, well, we got some like carriages and carts and stuff like that. It's actually just not far from the weapons section. If you get to the weapons section, ask the person behind the desk, and they can point you to the carrying equipment.
All right, cool.
Okay.
And I walk to the blacksmith. God, I was making a joke, but like we need some better. Yeah, I was making a joke, but like we need some better way of travel. I didn't thought about that far. Yeah.
All right, so
I go to the blacksmith.
You follow his directions, and it's pretty good. I mean, they are numbered Roman numeral style in above each of the aisles. And you pass like a bunch of stuff. There's like some kids games. You see like some clothing. There's all sorts of different stuff. There's some food. But you do follow it and you take a left past aisle 11 and there's a long L-shaped counter in the corner, the back corner of the store. And it says, above it says weapons, WEPONS, weapons. And there's a large, shiny, penny-colored dragonborn standing behind the counter, basically like dusting stuff.
Gotcha. Well, hello there. I need to ask you a few questions about something. Do you have any bolt that have silver tip arrows? Tips.
He looks up at you and he stops and he's like, looks and he's like, oh, hey there, I didn't realize you were there. Yeah, what kind of, you looking for bolts for like, carriage bolts or bolts to like hold stuff together? Are you looking for bolts for crossbows?
Crossbow bow.
Crossbow bolts, excellent choice. I once knew an archer a long time ago, and they really like crossbow bolts. They're a little bit shorter, they fire better. We got what you're looking for here. Green Gardener's got everything, and crossbow bolts are one of the things we got. Silver tips, we got those too. I've got gold tip, but that's a little bit pricey, if you know what I'm saying. I myself, as you can see, and he kind of rubs his scales. I'm a little bit, I myself am a little bit prone to copper, but we can go with any kind of metal tip you like. What tickles your fancy?
Just silver. Silver.
Silver, sure. How many you want? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Are you looking for a big job, like 100? I mean, that comes in a quiver. We have to talk about what kind of quiver you want. What are you looking for?
I'm gonna take about 12.
12. Hey, that's a dozen. We like that, right? Keep it nice and even. I like that too. Do you need like a little quiver, or are you all set on like quiverage?
Great quiver. What do you mean by that? Oh no, I'm fine.
Okay, no problem. You know, I'm here to help. I'm here to help. Are you new to town, stranger?
Oh, yes, I am.
Well, anytime you need weapons, you come here to the Green Gardener and you come back here to the weapons desk and you see me. And he puts out a big clawed, coppery colored hand and he goes, Jocko's the name. Jocko the Weaponeer. He goes, and I will hook you up with anything you need.
All right. Well, Jocko, you can call me R. Yeah, I just need silver bowls. I also need like scrap of metal, like the shard of scrap of metal.
Well, I got scraps. I mean, I'm a bit of a scrap connoisseur, if you know what I'm saying. I like everything: big bits, little bits, tiny bits, wicked big bits. I like all kinds of scrap. Anything shiny, that's up my alley, if you know what I'm saying. I mean, like not up my alley, but like that's what I'm into. And then he pulls like a box out from under the counter, and there's like some gears. There's a few looks like lenses that maybe came out of some goggles at one point. There's even a few small pieces of armor. And he's like, yeah, some of these, we made a set of armor for a halfling once, and he showed up, and then he complained that it was too small. And trust me, it was not too small for this guy, but he thought like he was really big, and he's not. So anyway, I couldn't sell the stuff because how many halflings do you walk around looking for full plate armor? So it just ended up in the scrap pile.
All right. Okay, I'll take a little bit of the armor. I'll take a little bit of the armor, the gears. Yeah, take a little bit of the armor and the gear.
All right, I'll throw it together. We'll call it a bundle. How's
Could
that?
the lenses be turned into a scope? I'm thinking. If I could make a scope for my rifle, that would be interesting. Would that be possible? Pick up the lenses.
You could try it. Yeah, anything's possible.
And I thought
I'm
thinking
willing to
about
give it a try.
Maura thought thinking about how Francis' aim is really bad and she might need some lenses. All right. You know what? Pick up some lenses. Guy, I just feel like how much is this shit gonna cost? all together.
Needs like a +5 to attack, so make him good.
Um, there's a you've got a whole box, so now you've got kind of like a sack of gears, a sack. You've got the lenses that are there. You've got a couple little pieces of the armor is in there. Plus you've got the 12 crossbow bolts that are silver tipped. And he goes, right, for this whole thing, I'll give it to you for 5 gold pieces for the whole thing. We'll call it a bundle. Bundles are my name. Jocko Bundle Copper Dragon. That's my name. That's what they call me all over here. If you go down the street and go, hey, I know Jocko Copper Dragon, they would be like, you mean the bundle guy? And I'd be like, yeah, that's me. So this is what I've got. Hey, do you need anything else? Like, I've got some really cool looking weapons in the back. Nobody wants them. They're paperweights. If you're interested in anything else, I see you're a mace man. I got a pretty cool mace back here. It's pretty intricate looking. He pulls this nice looking mace from behind. It's got like gold leafing around the edge. And it's a nice looking war mace. And he's like, I got this puppy. So if you're looking to upgrade, talk to me.
Well, what different between that one and this one? I know this one's basic, but that one had better design. But what makes it so special?
Well, it's fancy looking for one thing. It's just we got a lot of weapons laying around here, and so I'm just trying to, I'm trying to turn over inventory. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty fun. It's pretty cool looking. If you give me an investigation, because Arcana is not going to do you any good in this town. But give me an investigation.
Oh God. 7.
Okay. It looks really nice. It looks like it probably is built better than the one you've got.
You know what, Copper? I have a good feeling about this, about you. I will have a proposition for you, but first, let's make a deal first. And I'm gonna do like master persuasion. If I can advertise your business across the land, have other people know about you, you can get me a bit of a discount.
Okay, I see what you're doing. You want to put a little scratch my scales, I scratch your scales kind of thing. I'm up for that. I'm always looking for free advertising. Like I said, everybody knows who I am, but still, if you're going to go outside of Hobbs End and further around the Harrowing, I'm always looking to try to, increase my brand, if you were. Not to mention, I mean, as you know, I'm sure the Green Gardener is all over the place. It's a franchise. So if I can get some more weapons counters going on inside the Green Gardeners, because people are asking for Jocko, I think you and I can help each other, if you know what I'm saying.
Absolutely. If you need to give me like about 4 free flyers, I can spread the word. Super easy, barely inconvenience. All right.
Flyers, yeah.
Right.
I
but
can
if
do
I'm gonna
flyers.
do it, I want you to if you can just lower the price, I'll be more than happy to make this a deal.
I'll tell you what. I quoted you 5 for the dozen silver tipped bolts and the straps. Normally I would go 10 for this kind of a mace. It's good quality. There's some gold leafing on it. It's pretty nice.
No. Keep the mace. I have an idea for a mace.
Okay.
Yeah. I have an idea for a mace. But I'll come back later.
All right.
But now I just want the silver teeth. I want the bolts and the scrap metal.
Okay. So normally I go 5
and
gold.
the lenses.
Yep, I got it all in there. Normally I give you a bundle for 5 gold. I can go 3. That's as low as I can go.
Oh, so
anything less, I'm taking a bath on.
All right. Sure. Yeah. And I give him the free gold. Do you also do commission? Crackle.
Commission?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
Commission? Like, what do you mean commission? Like, do I get like money from
This
my
is-
sales?
Not commercial. What was that word? Customize. If I give you the blueprint or the idea, if I can give you down a blueprint of a weapon I want made, basically like a mace but a bit better, can you make it?
Oh yeah, I can make anything.
All right, I'm gonna put you up to that challenge.
Maces,
All right.
swords, shields, knives, daggers, whips, crossbows. I can
All right.
make it all.
All right, cool. Holy shit, I got some crazy idea. All right, cool. Yeah. I give him the free gold. I get the stuff, and I think the flyer if he has any.
Yeah. He goes, hold on a second. He goes, Zib, come over here. And this little goblin comes walking over, and he goes, did you make up those flyers I told you about? And Zib goes, and he reaches into his jacket pocket. He pulls up this scroll and hands it over. And Jocko opens it up, and he kind of looks at it. He looks at it. There's 3 copies. He goes, all right. And he hands them to you. He goes, here you go. You look at them, and there's like, it says Jocko's weapons. Weapons is actually spelled correctly, even though the sign is not. Jocko is not spelled correctly. And there's like a hand-drawn picture of the Dragonborn Jocko by this goblin. It looks kind of like if a 7-year-old drew like a dragon person. That's what it looks like. It might even be in crayon. You're not sure. And then at the bottom it says Hobb's End. And that's he goes, here you go. You can put these up.
All right, how many are these?
3.
3. All right, cool. I think the poster. I think the stuff. Oh, one more thing. Who would I talk to about if I want like a traveling cart?
Oh, carts. Yeah, we got carts. Right just down the end of the aisle. Keep walking down this way towards the front of the store, and you'll see there's like a section of them. There's no counter because they're too big, but you'll see there's like some wheelbarrows, some carts, containers, that kind of stuff. We call it the container store section.
All right. One last question. I have enjoyed that conversation. 2 years ago, something fell out of the sky into the ocean. Do you see any ships bring something back from the ocean? Like something like really big, or at least really medium size, human size?
I mean, medium size. I mean, they bring people all the time from like other areas of harrowing. They take the ship over. Sometimes they bring in a lot of fish. I've seen them break squids in. I've seen tuna. I've even seen a mermaid once. She was pretty hot, to be honest with you, but I stayed away from her because they say even though they're hot, they eat people. I don't know if you know that, but they eat people, and I'm not going to be eaten by some mermaid because I went on a stupid blind date. You know what I'm saying? Even if they're supposed to be kind of flirty and easy, it's not worth me getting eaten for it. And then people are like, "Hey, where's Jocko?" And they're like, "Oh, we got eaten by that mermaid." And they're like, "Wait a second, the mermaid that he went on the date with?"
Okay,
And they're
Jocko,
like,
I'll see you later. I just walked away.
Oh, hey, all right,
I
we'll
love
see you.
Jocko. It's a lot.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna up to the counter and get my stuff. Guys, first time he said copper dragon, like penny dragon. I'm like, okay, it's a copper dragon. He's a trickster. But then I remember amber dragon. They just love to talk. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna be forever. Yeah. So I'm gonna be at the front.
All
That was
right.
really fun though. All right.
Jocko has a brother that lives in Derwin named Jax, and he lives in Eider, and he also tends to talk a lot. Yeah. You ladies remember Jax?
Yeah. Yes.
All right, on your way up towards the
I
front.
can't remember we ended up buying anything from him.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah, you
no,
did.
sorry.
On
We did?
your way
Okay.
up to the front, Rowan, you do see there's a couple wheelbarrows there. There's like a little, looks kind of like a hot dog cart. It's got like 4 wheels, and it looks like it's kind of hinged together with some rough metal. It's got a little handle on it. There's some bags that are there, like bags you'd sling over yourself to carry like stuff. They're cheap. A lot of the carts are a little more expensive, but there's some bags that look like you could put a good size amount of stuff in them. And they're obviously doing sales at the store because they're marked down. They're like 7 silver pieces, which is a heck of a deal for like stuff for like a bag to hold things in.
All right. I'm just going to get my chain. I'm leaving to the caddy shop.
Okay. So you go up to the top, you pick up the chain. Connor's up there and he's like, here you go, man. And he hands it to you. You now have 300 pounds of chain on, which is heavy.
Yeah, okay.
So you're gonna be like,
Alright.
you're like dragging this chain like through the street.
All right. Yeah, going to the caddy shop. Then heading back home. Hey, DM, by the way, I might need to turn my camera off.
What's that?
I might need to turn my camera off, but I will still be, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you
Not
do
yet,
it.
not yet, though.
Yep, no problem. So yeah, you go over to the Sticky Wicket, the candy shop, and there's a bunch of lollipops and little taffies and stuff in the window. And so you go there, and before you go in there, we are going to check back over with Francis and Lupe. So Lupe and Francis, it's been a couple hours since Rowan left, and you are resting in your area. Lupe, you are just kind of chilling is what you do, just kind of zone out a little bit to rest. And Francis, you have been fiddling with your guns and cleaning them and making sure that they're in good order. Cricket is snoring. Anything else you guys need to do while you're doing your downtime?
Might switch out some spells during this rest.
Okay.
I'm not sure which ones yet.
Yep. Yeah, you can do that. You can
Does
prepare different spells.
does preparing any boosters take away from my rest?
It does not. No, I would say for a long rest, I would say that you could probably get a long rest in and probably make 2 boosters. Because you don't actually sleep. So you're just kind of chilling out, but you could probably get in time to do 2 boosters and still get a long rest.
Okay.
Can she make those if there's no magic here? Are they just like herbal?
I
Yeah,
can make the herbal ones. I
Yep.
cannot. Well, I can make the blaster booster, but I can't use it.
Yeah, anything that's not magical, she can still make. Just like you guys can still build stuff, you just can't use magic on it. All right. So, what kind of boosters are you going to make?
Okay, so when
Everyone still has buff beer boosters, right? I don't think anyone's
no, I
used
think
any.
we used them.
You did.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I recall, you used some buff beer boosters right before the battle in the candy house. And then you guys also used a few before going into the Ant Queen's lair.
Oh, I thought I used mine last one with the lady in the bathtub.
Oh, you might have used
You
one
might
there
have.
too.
I think I had made more at one point.
Yeah. Sorry.
Trying to think what would be best. We haven't come across vampires and werewolves yet, so those aren't. I don't know. Regulation boosters. Yeah, I'll make 2 more of the buff beer boosters.
Okay, that works. Is you still have the equipment for it, right? This is the materials.
I should have some tree bark still.
Mhm.
Ale I can probably just send down to the kitchen for.
You probably have tree bark still attached to your cloak from when you just drove a train through the middle of a forest.
Pick it off me and
Um,
around the country.
Cricket,
yeah.
anything? Yeah, I know you were sleeping as well, but are you re-preparing any new spells or anything for during a long rest?
I have my spells prepared, but yeah, I don't
Can I?
I think my thinking is that I don't want to rebuild Crash, because if I can't activate him, then I'm going to be carrying around I'm going to be carrying him around. So
Okay.
Can I just say every time I'm brewing boosters, I picture Hermione brewing the polyjuice potions in the bathroom.
Oh.
Like Lupe's just sitting there in the corner, like tiny cauldron.
Excellent.
You know, should I have had Rowan pick up some more bottles or whatever the heck these things get stored in?
It depends. Are you collecting the bottles from people as they're drinking them and you're using, or are you?
Oh, we could assume I collected and reused, but
Okay.
yeah, I haven't smashed any, so yeah, all right.
Yeah, you haven't thrown any at something to break it on it, right? Because there's some that do that, and
Right.
you haven't done that, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I've only made the booster, like people booster ones, not the damage booster.
Right.
Hasn't been a need yet. Well, the blaster booster now that I have it, but can't really make it right now. So yeah.
Okay. Anything else you guys need to get done or
Probably
discuss while you're waiting?
polish some of my silver.
Okay.
And as long as Cricket's asleep, I'm not going anywhere. So.
All right. So you guys are taking care of that stuff. Rowan, you are just walking into the sticky wicket. The smell of sugar and honey and peppermint and fruit all kind of hit your nostrils as you walk in. It's just like the sweetest. It's you're actually torn because part of it is like, wow, this is awesome, and then part of it flashes back to the candy house in Red Hawk, where you fought that terrible skin hag who was in the candy house. So part of it kind of flashes back there and you're like, oh, right. But you find there's an old human man, balding on top, white hair, glasses, and he's got his hands rolled, or his shirt sleeves rolled up, and he's got a dirty kind of a sticky candied mess apron on, and he's working on rolling out taffy behind the counter when you walk in. And he goes, hey there, young feller, what can I do for you?
Did you?
Bless you.
No, yeah. You need to get some thinking. You need to get some candy.
Well, you're in the right place. I got candy. What can I get you?
I need gundra, salty taffy, and do you have any licorice?
I do have licorice. Yeah, the red kind or the black kind?
Oh, the black kind.
Okay. You know, it's cheaper because not as many people eat it. So that's smart. And he kind of pulls out a few strings of licorice and he puts them in a little sack, and then he pulls out a couple of gumdrops, and he throws them in there, and he grabs a few different color pieces of taffy. They're wrapped up in little wax paper, and he throws them in there, and he goes, anything else you need?
Gumdrop, you have them.
Yep, they're in there.
What was that? Salty taffy. Yeah. Okay. Trying to think. Gummy bears. You can never go wrong. Gummy bear.
I got gummy owl bears. Does that work?
Oh, how big are they?
They're a little bit big. They're about this big.
What's the biggest gummy you have exactly? How big is the biggest gummy you have?
I mean, I got a gummy Tarrasque, but that's like this big.
Oh,
Like I don't sell those a
You know
lot.
what?
Like it's like it's novelty. Like I make it so people go, oh, there's a gummy Tarrasque in here.
all right. Okay. You know what? I'm looking at stuff I have. All right, I will just take the no. I think the Tarrasque too.
Okay. He takes it,
Oh, yeah.
he wraps it up in wax paper. It's about the size of a football. He wraps it up in wax paper and he puts it in a little burlap sack that he has all the other stuff in, and he kind of ties it. It's very full though, because the sack is about just big enough to fit the candy plus the Tarrasque, and he kind of shoves in there and ties off the top. And he goes, I would say 2 gold pieces.
2 gold pieces. Fair enough. DM, I'm gonna do my pitch me time. So I told him about the blacksmith in the D&D Walmart. I'm sorry, DM, I can't remember the name.
The
I
Green
told him about the
Gardener.
blacksmith. And like the Green Gardener. Yeah. Talk about the Green Gardener. I give him a pitch about the blacksmith. If that he should combine his candy with his weapon to make weaponized candy. Dumb idea, but yeah.
Weaponized candy, huh?
Actually genius.
I'm
Yeah,
not much.
the persuasion check.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
Good candy.
And I think, but think about it. Let's say a mother and her child is just walking alone. Some guy tried to mug them. The mother pulls out machine gun bosom and just pulls out a KK that's a fucking dagger.
Oh,
Somebody's
I'd
See,
spend
been-
money on
+4. Hell yeah.
Somebody's been
What?
learning from this.
What'd you get, Rowan?
18 +4.
Okay. He goes,
22.
I think that's maybe I'll get together with Jocko and we'll talk about some ideas. That sounds like it. There might be some
Yes.
possibilities there.
Yes.
problem
if you
is-
need any design ideas, just come to me. And I give him the poster.
He looks at it. He goes, "Oh, this looks like it was drawn by Zib Zib over at Green Gardener. I have some of his work. He's actually very highly acclaimed in town. They call him like the Goblin Picasso, but I don't know who Picasso is, but it's supposed to be a big thing, I guess. But yeah, I mean, if you see a piece of artwork signed by Zib Zib, like it's gonna be something. Yeah, maybe I'll discuss it with Jocko. The problem is once you start talking to Jocko, like you got to have yourself like 3 hours available. 'Cause he's just talk and talk and talk and talk. And I'm too old for that. Like I don't have that much time left. You know what I'm saying? But I'll discuss it.
Yeah. Cool.
And he says,
before I leave.
yeah.
Yeah, before Rowan leaves, I say, another thing. If a little girl comes in here, you're really sure with a bunny mask, might have some kind of weird heart with her. Tell her she's only limited to have 2 type of candy in the store.
Okay.
And I will persuade them to go along with this trick. Just a little joke and play on her.
You don't need to persuade him. He's just like, yeah, that sounds good. You just bought candy from him, so he's okay.
Cool. And I go back to my group.
All right. And as
But
you're
I
walking
get-
out the door, like this older lady walks out from behind and she's like, hey, sweetie. And he's like, Martha. He's like, but somebody just bought the candy Tarrasque. And she's like, really? And you walk out the door. Uh,
I wonder if I'm gonna break character for a second. A gummy Trask. If there's any candy artists out there, you should do that.
Yes.
I'm keen for this.
Do we need a roll again Kickstarter for this?
for a
Boom Boom
gummy
Monster,
Tarrasque.
Gummy Tourette's coming soon.
Rowan, you make your way back. I don't know. Is there anywhere else you need to go, or are you headed back to?
No, that's pretty much it. I gotta talk to my group.
Okay.
Oh, don't forget my herbal stuff that I gave you a list of. Herbal components.
I'm trying to think how much would that cost though.
Probably not much.
Yeah, a couple silver
It's
probably.
mostly common stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
No
like
offense, no offense, Lupe, but Roy always carries so much stuff,
okay.
candy, and yeah, no offense.
All right.
Yeah,
I can
he
go
go
out
back.
later and get them.
All right. So you head back
Yeah.
to the lodging that's next to the nostalgic albatross, and the lady at the desk hasn't met you, but she's like, "Are you? Can I help you?"
Yes, I am with 3 other adventurers. One is a small child, one is wearing a mask, and one is very pale. Needs some sunlight in her life. geez.
Oh yeah. The group that's the group that's Deeranor's friends. Yep, I saw your 2 friends, and they were carrying a little sleeping child up the stairs. Come on up, and she brings you up and shows you into one of the rooms. The rooms are all connected
All right.
by doors.
Oh, cool. Which one is the little child room?
She's in the one next to you on the left.
Cool. Is the door open?
And they're on. It's unlocked. You could go. You could walk in. Yeah.
I just go. I just barge in there and just throw the gummy Tarrasque at Cricket like a football. Like, here you go, Cricket. Accept my apology.
It's a
I think she's still asleep. This should be
She's
like
still asleep.
Oh, shit.
So you throw the gummy Tarrasque wrapped in wax
I
paper
was asleep, so this
at the
hits me in the
sleeping child.
this hits me in the face, and I'm like, and immediately I get ready to like poison spray whoever is throwing. Then I realize that it's candy, and I go, oh, okay, sorry, I wasn't gonna poison. Okay, this looks pretty.
I also throw some black licorice with her too, and the rest of the candy. All right, I go barging in with what's her name? Lupe room.
I'm in the room with Cricket, actually.
Oh shit, that's right.
Yep.
I look in the corner, and I just like, yeet some bolts at her. Not like throwing them, but like just throwing them at her. Then
Thank you.
I realize I use low ammo. By the way, I took 2 silver arrows for myself. God, what was it? Francis. I go to Francis' room. Say, Francis, no offense, your aim is really bad. Here, make a scope for it for yourself.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome. And I give. Well, the Cricket's still asleep, but I just slide it to her like a bag of scrap. This is my apology for the train. I really fucked up on that part. Hope you guys forgive me. All right, cool. I'm going to sleep. Don't bother me.
Okay.
Awesome.
So you go to sleep. You could still get. If you guys, we'll call it. It was 8 o'clock. It took you a few hours to do that, but you can still get a good 6.5 hours sleep. So you still have enough time for a long rest. So you go down. You go out. Francis, are you going to mess around with the scope with the lens now, or are you going to just save those for later?
Think I'll save them for later. Well, I don't sleep. Now, I'll mess with them now that I'm thinking about it. It's not like I can use any spells here anyway, so why rest and recover spell slots if I can't even use spells?
Yeah. All right. So I would say, give me. I'm going to call it sleight of hand. It's not really, but you're building things. So You could give me sleight of hand. You can give me sleight of hand or survival, either one, whichever one's higher for you.
We'll go with Dex. That's the highest, and that would be a D20. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. Awesome. I need my good D20 for this. Good. 15.
Woo.
All right. Do you have any? Is there
Yeah.
a modifier to that? Is there a plus?
A +2.
All right. So 17. 17 will do it. It takes you pretty much the rest of that six hours that are left. But you manage to, between that and some scraps of leather you've got laying around, you're able to kind of put together something that allows you to look through both of them and make things a lot closer. So I will say that attached to your rifle, it would give you advantage on attacks with your rifle.
Mhm.
So
Can I fix my dagger to the front like a bayonet in that time?
You could, but it wouldn't. Rifle's a distance weapon, so a bayonet on it, it's not gonna. I mean, you could use it, I guess, as a spear, but it's not gonna do the damage it would do as a rifle, obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Like,
you could
you
do
never
it.
know.
Okay. So yeah, you could get
Make
that
it
done.
detachable as well.
The day goes by pretty quietly, and around 4:30 or so in the afternoon, you guys hear knocks on your door.
Oh boy. FBI open up.
All right.
Didn't know like peepholes or anything.
There isn't, no, because these are inside doors. They're not.
All right. I put my ear up to it. I'm gonna put my ear up to the door and see what I can hear. How many people are there, etc.
Could be the people inviting us down for dinner.
Oh shit, that's right. Oh, yeah, never mind. I'll open the door.
Okay. There is someone who's dressed in the same kind of servant attire that you saw down in the restaurant. And it's a young woman, and she's holding a large box, a large gift box. And she says, Master Diernor sent this to you. And he says that if it's acceptable to you, to your party, you can join him for dinner at 6 o'clock.
Okay. What's in the box?
I didn't think to ask. He just said to bring it to you. And she reaches out her arm, her scarred arms, and kind of hands it over to you.
I don't grab it. I tell it to lay on the ground.
Okay, and she sets it down. Okay, and she kind of gives a little curtsy and she goes off.
All right. I just like scoop it in there with my foot.
All right. Okay. So you slide it inside. It doesn't weigh much, so it's easy to push in with your foot.
Basically, we're gonna like check if there's anything shady with the investigation check. Yeah, I doubt it, but we're gonna be a little bit paranoid right now.
Give me an investigation.
Okay. 16.
It doesn't seem it. It looks like it's a wrapped gift. Like it's wrapped in like nice butcher paper, and then like kind of like nice like ribbon to wrap it to like is in a bow on the top.
Rowan just slyly opens it, see anything. What's inside of it?
Sure.
But it had his shield in front of him.
Okay. You open it up and you got your shield like in front of you just in case, and nothing happens.
All right, I look inside of it. What do I see?
There's clothes. There's the first thing you pick up is like a men's shirt, and it's like blue silk, and it has some embroidery on it. It's like a really nice pullover tunic, long sleeve, and there's matching like gold pants that match with the gold embroidery on the blue silk shirt. And then there's underneath that, there's like a little pink child-sized dress with white ribbons on it. And then there's two more adult-sized dresses. One is green and one is blue.
All right. Okay, so I show this around with my party. Well, we got invited to dinner.
And I grab the dress and I go, bows! Ribbons and ribbons and ribbons and bows. I love it. I'm very excited.
I'm so glad she's not one of those children that's more tomboy.
I haven't had a dress with bows in so long.
I just kind of hold mine awkwardly, like. What,
Oh, so I do not
what
expect
do
you
I?
guys to wear this. Well, cricket
Right,
ball.
I just look mildly uncomfortable. Like, I haven't worn something like this in a while.
Okay, I just kind of put the dress on like over what I'm already wearing because I'm weird like that.
I go
Okay.
in the other room. I'm modest.
So
Okay.
Lupe, give us a quick visual of what Lupe now looks like.
So like, you know, when you're wearing like clothes under clothes and it's kind of
Yeah.
like weird and stretched and bulky. So like whatever this dress is just kind of like awkwardly sitting on top of her tunic and armor.
I'm imagining with still
Yeah.
the hood and
Well,
the mask.
Yep. Oh yeah, still the hood and the mask and the scarf, and then just dress around it. And then she
All
just
I
kind
can
of
picture
shrugs.
is like when you have little kids that play dress up and they put like a dress
Yes.
over their clothes.
That is exactly what that looks like.
Okay.
Lupe reveals herself to no one.
I've toddled off to my room and probably done something with my hair or whatever. Like,
Oh,
dress.
Francis, I have something for the. I have something for your new pet, too.
Oh.
Yeah, here you go. I know it's weird, but it's the only thing that will fit. Pun not intended.
Oh, okay, thanks. This will work perfectly. I think she'll like it. And then I just bend over and show it to Sadie. And I'm like, what do you think, man? What do you think, little one? And she sniffs it. And she's like, she seems to like it. Did good.
Cool.
Francis,
DM, do you stripe the clothes that Rowan got?
yeah, your clothes. Yours is the blue shirt. It's long sleeve. It's silk, and it's got like gold embroidery design on it. And then it's got like gold colored pants. It almost looks like kind of picture something that like almost looks like kind of like Indian. Like if you imagine like Bollywood kind of like silky kind of flowy, like longer shirt over like silky pants kind of thing. That's what it looks like.
It's nice.
Very nice. What do our dresses look like?
It's definitely style, not like combat function. And the same, yours, Lupe, is a green dress, so it kind of goes with your dirty brownish green cloak that you've got it under it. But it's like an emerald green, and it's
Is it like off the shoulder or like strappy or
it's got
ball
like two
gowny or
spaghetti
what?
straps.
Ball downy.
Okay.
They come down and then it's
No.
like,
No.
it would
That's
show a
even
little
better, just-
cleavage, but you are
No.
wrapped up. And
No.
then it goes down to like your knees.
It's not wearing spaghetti strap.
Yeah, she is
Stop.
over her cloak.
I can't deal with it.
And Francis, yours is like a blue gown. It's like almost like sequiny. It's sparkly. And it's like one of those
Ooh.
like one shoulder, and it like goes diagonal. And it's just got the one shoulder
right
strap
back.
and it goes across. And then yours is kind of longer though. It goes, it's got a bit of a slit on one side from like the knee down, but it goes almost like down to your ankles.
Nice. That sounds pretty.
Yeah. And then Cricket, yours
I've been-
like picture the
Both
pinkest.
Francis and me. Neither of us have worn dresses in forever. So this is
Mine has
Cricket.
no. I'm gonna tell you. Okay.
Okay.
Listen. Mine is very pink. It has bows everywhere. It has lace right up here, but not the edgy kind. And it has puffy sleeves, which are my very favorite. And it has lace on the puffy sleeves. And I say, ooh la la, I'm so fancy. And then I look at Francis and I go, oh, Francis, you're showing some leg. You look very nice. And then I look at Lupe and I go, you look nice. It's all kind of the same, but also pretty nice. That's a good color for you. He's not even here. Oh, man.
Yes.
Rowan really liked the coat he actually got, but don't want to go in there unarmed. So what he gonna spend the last? It's 4 o'clock, right? He gonna spend the last 2 hour trying to mix his like armor with the clothes.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see what happens.
And then I put on my rabbit helmet.
You've got Rowan, you've got chainmail, right?
Yeah. Fuck. Wait.
No.
No. I think I got a little bit something stronger. Yes, I do. Chainmail.
So you could,
No.
chainmail is usually like a shirt. So I would say that you could probably slip the chainmail shirt under like the silky shirt.
And I can bring my shield too.
You could bring your shield if you want. Yeah. I mean, Deer and Nora never said like you guys couldn't like bring weapons or anything. He just invited you to dinner and then just sent clothes.
unwritten expectations is the thing. Typically with this kind of attire, it means we're meeting the higher more higher class people, and they take small things like having weapons on, they take that as an offense. So if you're gonna have weapons on you, keep them concealed.
Probably good advice coming. Well, Frances was before she was a Dampier, she was a high elf. So you probably did a lot of fancy stuff back in the day.
She is from a noble family, yeah. So it's not her first rodeo with this stuff.
So Frances, I'm assuming you're not wearing your holsters over the dress.
No. Still wearing my tall boots though.
Okay,
And that's like steel toe, so it's still kick ass.
sure. All right, so you guys, Rowan, you were able to kind of hodgepodge together your armor a little bit while still looking presentable. It's before long, it's almost 6 o'clock, and so you guys can head down if you like. I mean, you don't even have to go outside to go, because there's like there's a connection hallway between the place you're staying and the restaurant.
As I'm going down there, I talked to Francis right quick, like, Francis, I know you know all about weapons and technology and all that metal stuff. I might need your help, like make some blueprint for something.
Mhm.
Yeah. So after we're done with this, we need to talk about this.
Mhm.
All right. Yep. And yeah, that's it.
Okay. you guys walk downstairs, you go walk back down the little hallway that brought you into the inn, and it brings you right back inside the nostalgic Albatross. Things are much busier than they were this morning. This morning you were kind of in the off hours. There's definitely, like, you're kind of hit by a wall of sound as you walk in. There's lots of tables, people are sitting, they're already starting dinner. There's games being played, like there's, you know, it looks like some games of chance that are at a couple different tables. You guys walk past one circular table where there's a number of different people sitting around playing cards. And you hear one of them and they're like, that's a tower, and slams it down. And somebody's like, I got the star, it beats you. And so Rowan, give me a Arcana check.
13.
Okay. The cards they're playing with don't look like normal playing cards. And the more you look at it, they look familiar to you. It takes you a few minutes as you're walking, but then you realize it's a deck of many things. And they're playing cards with them.
No.
Nope.
Keep in mind,
No
magic
magic,
doesn't
so
work in
there's
this town.
no magic effects.
I don't
Oh, I
trust
know,
them, bro.
but if magic suddenly returned while they were still playing.
Oh,
that's
I feel bad
fantastic.
for them.
Watch
Poor
your
souls.
ass.
Um,
Oh
That,
god.
that just warms my little chaotic heart right there.
Take the fuck out of there.
Uh,
I have a crazy idea, guys.
What's
Okay.
that?
Like crazy ideas.
So yes. So, okay, not metagaming, but our character. What if we go around, collect the card that we want, steal them, and then leave town? I think we're done here.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's not a bad idea.
Like I know about the deck-based thing, but like let's say something about like dimension door or health. Oh yeah, take that. Yeah, just a bunch of like height kind of stuff. Is it kind of like a casino we're in right now?
it's like a fancy restaurant, and it's got a little bit of casino stuff as well going on. Up near the front where you came in the morning, near the double doors, there's actually, like, in the corner, there's like a live band playing, like a harp, and there's two people with lutes, and there's someone with some kind of a like a flute or a horn that's playing like dinner music. It's not like rock or anything. It's almost like classical kind of instrumental music that's being played, and everyone's just having a good time. And and it looks like people are there eating in their own different parties and stuff. But you guys are brought right to like the best place in the house, which is near like this really extravagant carved fireplace, and there's a roaring fire going on. And I mean, the fireplace is like 8 feet wide and like 7 feet tall, like the opening to the fireplace. And it's massive. And it's kind of like the centerpiece of this huge dining room. And there's a long table kind of set right in the place of honor there. And you guys see Diranor is already like sitting there kind of drinking a glass of wine. No longer in like his hunting skins that you guys met him in, but now he's like pretty decked out. Like he's kind of wearing sort of silky, like a silk shirt with like a silk, it's almost like a cape, but it like is like half a cape. It's like a decorative cape. It's not like a cloak or anything like that. And he's got like a fluffy shirt on. And he's got like the roughed shirt sleeve ends that are like sticking out of his jacket.
Cuffs.
Yeah, the cuffs. He's got like the ruffled cuffs sticking out. And he's got like black leather pants on and boots. And he's just kind of he's washed up. Although again, I mean, he's got like obsidian midnight black skin because of his drow heritage, but you can tell that he's much more upkept now than he was when you guys met him. And he's just like, oh, there's my guests. Please take a seat.
Give a slight bow. I'm like, clean up quite nicely, dear and all.
Oh, thank you. Of course. I mean, I can't run a business looking like a hunter out in the middle of the woods. Please, take a seat. And you guys, it's just him, and there's one other person sitting at the table. As you guys are kind of looking, and it's a kind of an older looking woman. She's human from what you can tell. And she's got like long gray wavy hair, but she's one of those people that you could tell kind of by her hair, the gray, she's probably, I don't know, her late 50s, maybe early 60s, but she has pale skin and very green eyes, and they make her she looks younger than she probably is. Like, even though she's probably in her 50s or 60s, she still looks kind of youthful. And she's kind of petite. And she's got like a stack of parchments and papers, and there's some scrolls like in front of her. And her grayish hair is kind of done in braids. And she's in fine clothes, not showy like Dory, but or like Deary's, but they're still like nice clothes. You can tell that she's not struggling by any means. And he goes, please take a seat to the four of you.
Thank you.
That's
And he
looks
said,
awkwardly in her dress and sits.
and he goes, I see you all got the clothes I sent. Thank you. He
Thank you
said,
so much. My dress is very perfect. It has puff sleeves. It is pink. It has bows and ribbons and lace, and I like it so much. Thank you. You're very nice.
I had a feeling that would be right up your alley. I thought you would like that. It was like saltwater taffy pink, and I know that you're a fan of the saltwater taffy, and so I knew you would like that.
This is my favorite.
And you guys clean up well yourselves. And he looks at all of you. He looks at Lupe and he goes, very good. Yes. Yeah. And he says, my new friends, please meet one of my oldest friends, Janice Then. And he motions at the woman that's sitting at the table already. And she just kind of quietly is like, nice to meet you. And she kind of looks down at her lap a little bit and kind of fiddles with her papers.
I'm sorry, what was her name?
Janice Then. Jaennis, and her last name is Thenn.
IS. Okay. That's interesting.
And she says, she just is like, okay. And then she takes a little sip of a water in front of her. And he says, yes, Lady Then is quite the person about town. She handles a lot of people's business for them, and she's just quite a nice lady. And she always tends to grace us with her presence here at dinner. She's always helps with conversation, he says, and he kind of like air toasts his glass, and she just kind of shyly puts her head down. And then that's when you hear, Deary, Then, I figured you'd be here already. Never even late, never even on time. And this large, crested, red dragonborn woman comes walking in. muscular build, but obviously a female dragonborn. She has a crested head, and she's red scales that go down her body. And even though she's not in armor or anything like that, she's kind of wearing like a shawl kind of pulled over. But even through the shawl and kind of conservative dress, although it's silk, obviously, and very well embroidered, kind of like an orange and yellow, which plays off her red scales a little bit. You can still tell she's fit and muscular below, from what you can tell of her. And she's probably about 6'3", which is not uncommon for Dragonborn. And she says, "Never miss a meal, do I, dearie?" And she kind of gruffs but laughs. And she steps around and takes a seat. And Diranor goes, "My new friends, please, Lady Meliath."
Pleasure to meet you, acquaintance.
Hello, I'm Cricket.
Cricket, like
Good
the little
evening,
bug.
Lady Maliath.
And I do a curtsy, but then I start to fall over, so I stop.
She kind of laughs a little bit. "Ma'am," and she goes, "I didn't catch your name." And she looks at you, Lupe.
You may call me Lupe.
You may call me Melath.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Lady Maliath.
Yeah, it's Melliath. Meliath. And she
How was
says
that spelled again?
Melliath.
Can I call you Melly? You could call me Cricket.
I'll consider it. Let me eat first. I never make good decisions on an empty stomach.
Oh, me either. That's a good rule. I like it.
I am Francis. Pleasure to meet you.
Lady Francis, nice to meet you as well. Hey there, tall, dark, and handsome. She looks at you, Rowan.
Rowan, you're muted. I don't know if you know that.
She
Talk too much.
she just kind of reaches partially across the table at you with one claw and kind of like drags it seductively back to her, and she's like, "Nice to have some more men at the table."
Why, thank you. And one does this in a low pitch, quietly.
And Deary says, "Roman, you need to watch her. She's a bit of a handful, but also you need to watch your purse strings with her." And she just laughs. She goes, "Oh, she goes, I have no need for money, dear. I have all of it I need."
All right. I'll
And
watch you.
she says, "I am the chief banker of Hobbs End. Anytime people need to invest money or need to take out a loan or need some capital for a business venture, perhaps, they can come to my bank, Victory Horde, DGF."
Oh, cool. That very interesting. Me and my poly will keep that in mind.
Excellent.
Quite a lucrative career.
I find that I'm well suited for it.
How many people have you sponsored in the past?
Oh, I don't even know anymore. I personally haven't sponsored anyone in ages. I have people that do that now. I just maintain the bank and keep an eye on our books and our balances and make sure that we always have an ever growing financial investment. That's all. And she takes she has like a big goblet of wine, and she takes a sip of it and goes, with her tongue a little bit because it licks over her lips and her teeth, and she just goes, and we're always looking for partnerships as well as long as it's going to end in our favor.
Can I do an insight check here?
Mhm. Sure.
All right. I'm just trying to kind of, of course, I have -1 for insight. I forgot.
What was your roll though?
I'll have a great, yeah. And I rolled a 7.
Yeah, you take her at her word right now.
Okay. All right.
I think I'll also do an insight.
Wait, sorry, so you said as long as it comes out good for you in the end? Or if it benefits everybody?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't run a very successful bank, dearie, if I lost money.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
And I back it up, Victory Horde Bank, member DGF, Dragonborn Guaranteed Financial. I guarantee that my people's money is safe.
Oh, we'll take your word for that.
And she looks at Deary and she says, "Where's Valen? He's always late. Did you tell him it's 6 o'clock?" And Deary goes, "Yes, it's always at 6 o'clock, Malith. He knows that, but you know how he is. He gets caught up in his work. He'll be here in a few minutes. Until then," and he goes, and a number of wait staff come over and bring soup and lay it out in front of all of you. And they put it there, and then they set like a really nice silver spoon next to it, and they make sure that they like arrange the spoon perfectly with the bowl, and then they wipe up any little bit that maybe sloshed on the edge with a clean linen napkin. And then when each servant is like happy that it looks perfect, they kind of look at Dirinor, and he goes, and they back off and step away. And he says, please help yourself to the first course."
Oh, thank you so much.
You said I'm sorry for eavesdropping your conversation, but is someone missing from table?
Yes, Lord Valen. He's the last member of our little group. He'll be here soon. He's coming. He assured me. I saw him earlier today. He assured me he's just as excited to meet our new acquaintances as everyone else. We always like to meet new people, especially when they come about town as interestingly as you four did.
And what does Lord Vate do exactly in this town?
Lord Valen is a bit of a tinkerer. He works on a lot of our scientific endeavors. He helps with very many areas of town, including the town guard. He's helped out with. I mean, he's really still stimulated the economy. And Malith goes, and she almost chokes on her wine. She goes, "Isn't that the truth? We were nearly bankrupted after the meteor shower hit, and it closed off all of the amber coming from the mountains. No amber, no energy, no money coming in from the prospect of amber. It was dark days indeed, but then all of a sudden we found new ways, and Lord Valen was a big part of that, found new ways to stimulate the economy. And now all of a sudden, here we are. Excellent. And so, yes, that's Lord Valen has helped us in a great many ways. And it's at that point that you hear from behind you, where some of you are seated, you hear, "Are my ears burning?" I could have swore you were just talking about me, but that seems awful rude. I wasn't even here yet. And you see this man step up. He's probably about 6 feet tall, built fairly well, dressed nicely. He's wearing like good quality robes. He's carrying a couple books, but not like the stack of parchments and scrolls that Lady Then had in front of her. And he has like a white silk shirt with like a nice robe on over the top of it, a bit of a vest underneath, under the more like a robe / trench coat, but it's just a fine quality piece. He's got light skin and very blue eyes. And he has long brown hair, which he has pulled back into a man bun. And then he has like a long metal, like almost looks like a sewing needle kind of thing stuck through the man bun, keeping it where it's at. Very square jawed, very, very attractive looking man. And he says, hello, all of you. I heard that there were new people about town. And he sits down in the one chair that's left open. And he says, hello, I am Vincent Valen. And who might the four of you be?
I'm Francis. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, my lord.
Francis, interesting name. I like it.
Yeah, you may call me Lupe. It is a pleasure to
Lupe.
meet you.
Lupe, very mysterious. I like that. Mr. Sir Rowan. I always respect a man who is given to fashion, but also protection at the same time. You won't need that shield here at dinner, but it's nice to see you're prepared. And little one, we have to be honest, not many people bringing a child into a well-established adult nightlife place like the Albatross, but little one, what did you say your name was?
And I want to be fancy like Lupe, especially in my nice dress, and like Francis. So I say, oh, you may call me Cricket. And then I go,
Aw.
immediately ruining it.
He goes, Cricket, that's a very interesting name, Cricket. Excellent. Well, what brings all of you to town?
A
Many.
crashed train.
And Dearnor starts laughing, and he goes, Valen, they found your missing train. And Lord Valen goes, is it a lightning rail, perhaps?
It was, in fact,
Yes.
a lucky rail. It got a little bit derailed for a reason.
That was one of my
No, it
greatest
isn't.
creations, and it got contracted out by some organization a number of years ago. And don't you know, they never brought it back. And I couldn't even find them to track down my money or my resources.
Oh,
Where did you
goodness.
find that train by any chance?
Well, it kind of found us. Well,
We
yeah, it kind
we
of
found it
us.
in a cornfield.
In a cornfield? That seems
The
rather...
expanse.
The
It was around the edge of the
expanse.
expanse.
That's quite far off from where it was intended to be running.
Oh,
Yes.
also, I wanted to tell Millie, I forgot your full name, Millie, but I like you, so I'm just gonna call you Millie, okay? But I wanted to tell Millie, but also I guess you, that the Amber Mountain, the ants are gone now, so it should be fine, and you should be getting amber again. I know you said that was a problem,
Oh, what? I
but
don't know
don't use it to blow things up.
I don't know anything about ants, but it's good news, and you bring good tidings if you're telling me that the amber is flowing again from the mountains.
The amber must flow.
She looks at at Valen and she looks at Dearnor and she goes, "You hear that?" She goes, "Amber again." And Lady Then goes,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes the amber brought just as much trouble as it brought prosperity. And
That's sad. I'm sorry.
and Lord Valen goes, it's like any resource. You need to master the resources instead of letting them take control of you. That's what I say, you know? It's better to conquer nature than commune with it.
I don't like that.
So
I
she-
don't know if you can conquer nature because sometimes a hurricane just comes and you can't even do anything about it. And sometimes you accidentally make a hurricane and then you accidentally set fire to a whole town, but that's neither here nor there. Sometimes those things just happen. I didn't do anything like that. That wasn't me. It might have been me. Shh.
Well,
She's a very well-traveled child.
And rather older than she looks.
Oh yeah.
excuse me. I have some burning questions to ask you about something.
but by all
2 years
means.
ago, something crash landed. Yeah. 2 years ago, something crash landed into the ocean. It might be some kind of asteroid or rock, or maybe something a bit sharper. Do you or anyone retrieve that thing?
The meteor shower night is what I'm assuming you're talking about.
Yes, 2 years ago.
It plunged into the ocean, but to my knowledge, we've never seen it again. Good riddance. It seemed
Inside check.
It seemed magical. Give me an insight check.
You say it seemed magical. Did it have a sort of red aura to it?
They all seemed red flying through the sky, but I couldn't tell you if that was fire from plunging through the sky or what it might be. But yes, the one closest to us plunged into the ocean.
How far would you say that it landed?
Oh, it was out to sea a bit. I mean, it was off the coast, but it's a big splash. I would say, I don't know. I don't travel much by boat, but I would say it was, it was quite a few fathoms out.
Good to know. Perhaps we'll charter a boat and see what we can find.
What seems to be your interest in the meteors or whatever were falling from the sky?
Just curiosity. I quite like things that are drenched in mystery and mystique. And what's more mysterious than what's beyond our own skies?
Your friend with the mask, possibly.
Very good answer.
No lie.
We like to be simple folk here. I mean, in Hobbs End, we have business people and people that are just trying to eke out a living. And to be honest, it's just the less magic, the better around here. Magic seems so chaotic and uncontrollable. I like good science, good hard science, knowledge that you can really understand and figure out how to put together and take apart. That's what I like, and there's miracles to science as well, but they're just, a little bit more controllable. And
I can understand your interest. I am a student of medical science.
Oh, a scientist as well. Medical scientist, you say?
Indeed.
Excellent. That's right up my alley as well. I've dabbled in all of the sciences, um, engineering, medicine. I find it all intriguing.
Do you like alchemy?
Well, alchemy is a little magic. I like the science of alchemy. I like finding things to mix together that can help all of mankind. But as far as the magic and the spell
sometimes-
stuff,
Hmm.
That's okay. But sometime we can talk about chemistry and covalent bonds and how chemicals react when they hit each other. And you are right. It's interesting that you can control certain things.
Diranor, you didn't tell
Chemistry's
me
my
that
favorite.
you didn't tell me that our new guests to town were such intellectuals. Miss Francis, are you as well a scientist?
I dabble in the realm of mechanical engineering. I quite like machines.
What
They intrigue me.
what did you think of my train?
Oh, it was quite fascinating. Great
Yeah.
craftsmanship, I must say.
It was one of the
The
highlights.
zombies, though, I didn't like those.
Zombie, I didn't create zombies on it. I don't know where that happened, but trust me, I'm not much of a zombie person. But where did you? I'd love to have it back. Where did you park it?
Diranor can probably lead you to it.
We have good news and we have bad news.
Diranor just starts laughing. Valen, you wouldn't even believe it. It's sideways, rolled over in the midst of the evergreen forest just outside town. And Malleus goes, "What, in my acreage?" And he goes, "No, Mally, no, don't worry about it. It's just a bit north of your acreage. Didn't get quite that far, but I'll tell you, it plowed through a good 2 or 3 kilometers worth of trees easily. I've never seen anything like it. I showed up and it looked like someone had mowed down with a giant axe. Had just mowed down swaths of forest. And there in the middle of it were these 4 and what was left of your beautiful train."
I'm afraid it derailed.
Valen
There
just,
were no other survivors, but there was also not really anyone alive on board to begin with.
Also, it's kind of interesting. So it is kind of a magical train, but you all like magic. So it's not a magical train, but it kind of is.
well, it was
Seems
cre-
it got corrupted by something that shouldn't be here in the first place.
it was.
Okay.
I
That's
have
what
to
I've
admit,
managed to find.
when I designed it,
I got
it
confused.
did have a bit of magic to it. It was before I really understood and appreciated the commitment to just hard science. So yes, the lightning train did have a bit of a magical element to it. I will admit to that. But the design was pure science. The design and the engineering part of it, pure hard science. And one of my greatest creations, I will have to say. I mean, it's a shame to know that it's no longer in working order. And Janice then goes, "Well, I mean, one of your greatest creations to the point, correct, Vincent?" And
The people
I'm just
who
gonna. I'm just gonna eat. I'm just gonna eat. I'm kind of here for this.
what's that, Rowan?
I shall join.
the people who took your train and then come back with it. Do you know them personally?
No, I didn't. They paid handsomely for the use of the train, but if I recall correctly, they were a bit of a religious fanatic group. They came to me. What appealed to me originally is they really praised intelligence and they praised knowledge. But the more I got to know it, it was really just some god of knowledge that they were really, into, and it was all a bit cultish to me to be honest. But they just needed to train a bit, and I was not using it, and I wanted to see it, I wanted to see how it was held up to use, and so I rented it out to them, and then they never brought it back.
Well, you'll be happy to know we took care of them. Unfortunately, the train was already wrecked. It's to say, but in the way. Um, how old is the train exactly? When did you exactly create it? How many years ago?
Oh, well, I created it first maybe 3-4 years ago. Yep.
Oh, and your train is, I will say, it is spectacular on how you can mix up in the science and match together. But the idea still puzzle me. How could you make a barrier, if you did create the barrier, to block out magic, a natural force of the weave?
Well, I have my tricks to the trade, and like I said, science magic is impressive, but it in no way holds up to science. And yes, I may have been responsible for the field, generating the field that keeps the magic out, but like I said, it helped create more order here. And without the amber, things were getting crazy, and people were starting to lose hope. Money was quickly pouring out of the town, and not generating anything else. We didn't have the amber to power things, so there was need for my science, and I helped out a bit where I could. And then we found, new ways of things, and science led to even greater miracles than the train.
Well, me and Cricket, we love tricks, and I would enjoy if you could show us how exactly you created this site that can block out magic. The people of Red Hawk might be grateful.
It
Red
could help
Hawk.
more than just yourselves.
Oh,
Tricks
actually,
are
yeah, correct. Yeah, that's right. Lupe, Francis, we would like to see this, your main magic trick of how it's done. Maybe the people of Red Hawk and the dwarf in the mountain, they got took over by some ants. A magic field might be very popular. You can probably make a lot of money off of it.
Mm.
Persuasion check.
Yeah, give me persuasion.
Natural 20 plus 3. Let's go.
Nice.
He considers it, and he says, I'm gonna have to think on that. There's always opportunity, but at the same time, I've learned that we have to use our knowledge responsibly. So I will consider it. I don't know the people of Red Hawk, but if you can speak highly for them, and we get to know one another a bit more, I don't see why that couldn't be considered. We could say that. And he pulls out little wire rim glasses from his pocket, and with a single wrist snap, he does this, and they pop open, and he just smoothly puts them on, and he opens a book, and he goes, I'll make a note of it. And he jots down a few little notes, and he closes the book and takes the glasses back off and puts them back in his pocket. I'll keep it in mind. I've been very busy, in the last few years. So keeping things moving in town, and creating enough help that we could still keep this booming economy going, and keep everyone, keep everyone happy and fed, and all of that. And so, yes, I'm always looking for a new challenge. We'll say that.
All right. Well, I'm so curious about this field thing. Do you create the technology, or do you find someone that can help you create the technology to make a field that can block out magic? And when you answer, I'm gonna roll an inside check.
How many of us really create something, right? I mean, knowledge is always there, and we just have to find knowledge, right? Do we discover knowledge, or do we rediscover knowledge that's been known for many years? It seems like you can take him for what he's saying. He seems to believe what he's saying.
Okay.
You know, but you know, you can. I mean, you know, I'm not one to shout my own reputation from the rooftop, but I've been able to help many here. You know, and we've been able to overcome magic. We've been able to overcome poverty. We've been able to overcome death in some instances. And it's been a blessing on the town, and we kind of like it how it is now.
You've been able to overcome death. That interests me greatly. How do
Malia
you mean?
grumbles and laughs and takes a big swig of wine, and she goes, "Look all around you, the patchwork people." And Valen goes,
Ah,
Malieth, that's rude. We don't call them that. They're the restored, and they're you know, through science, anything is possible. And we were able to save some people who were certain death, and we were able to give them a second life. And now, you know, they have a second life, and they're able to continue to be a service to society, and that, I think, is great for everyone.
hmm. Yes.
I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay, and Deary, do you want to take this one? And Deary just kind of
I'll take
Just
it.
point it to me.
Deary just claps his hands, and another server comes over quickly. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he says, "Could you show Lady Cricket to the ladies' room, please?" And he says, "Oh, of course, sir. Of course. Come, Lady Cricket." And he reaches out his hand. "Come, Lady Cricket."
Oh, thank you very much. I'm a fancy lady. You can call me Lady Cricket.
Cricket,
You can just call me regular Cricket. It's fine.
Cricket, give me a perception check.
Yeah. That is
That's pretty weird.
11.
Okay. All right. He brings you towards the restroom. It's not far from the table. It's just
Okay.
so maybe 50, 60 feet across the dining room. So yes, I'm
All right,
glad.
so it's not like down the hall.
No, not at all. I'm glad to have fellow intellectuals here in Hobbs End. You know, we have
Okay,
finance
so,
people.
So when I'm in this bathroom, does it have, obviously he's not coming in with me.
No,
right?
he's not.
Does it have windows or anything?
It's an interior room. There's no windows.
Oh, all right. Let me think for a minute.
Okay. Valen's still out. We'll go
Can
back
I
to the table.
Can I look around? Is there like anything in here? Anything for me to like, I don't know, even anything to read?
No, not really.
Would
I
that
mean,
be
it's basically
investigation?
just, you know, there's like, you know,
Alright.
basic bathroom stuff. It's fancy looking, but it's just bathroom.
Okay. Yeah, I was hoping to crawl out the window and explore this place a little bit, but that's fine.
Sure.
I guess I'll just go
Okay.
like a sucker.
So-
Was the scarring of the restored brought about before or upon their death or after? Is it part of the restoration process?
It's part of the process. Yes. I found through experimentation that The problem is there's not many have the technology to be able to bring back those who've passed. But when I first found it, I found that the problem is that while the person is reborn and restored, there's still muscle memory and there's still tissue memory sometimes, and they could be haunted by memories that would sometimes come back, and it didn't really give them a good second chance, and it could cause lots of trauma and problems, and it wasn't fair to the restored. So I found that by recreating new bodies with a mixture of flesh and a mixture of bodies, it radically reduced the chance of memories coming back to people.
You can't tell under this mask, but Lupe is suppressing some horror.
So you basically create a new body with the power of science.
Well, I mean, I recycle old bodies into new bodies. And I think that's the best way to put it. I mean, people of your education levels and your intellect, I'm sure would understand, especially Miss Lupe. I mean, medical background, you know that all bodies are fairly interchangeable, as the same parts in the same places for the most part, as long as you can match sizes and genders and all of that kind of stuff, skin colors for the most part, we could try to put together new bodies and new combinations.
That is very true. People like me, cleric, we ask our gods and goddesses for a miracle like that. For other people, for other magic user, they use power from the weed. But for technology like this is beyond anything I ever heard of. How exactly do you recycle bodies? Something like that must cost a lot more power than just gears and steam.
I find, if you have the knowledge and the technical prowess, the skill, it's not hard to do. It takes a bit of time, but it's not difficult. And now there's many people across Hobbs End that are restored and living a second life. They're getting a second chance. I mean, look around you, and you notice, you already had kind of started to pick up on it, but you notice that most of the wait staff have the telltale scars of the restored.
Are they happy?
I would
Okay.
think so. I would think so. I mean, we don't. I don't put much into gods and goddesses as you do, but that's your thing. I respect it by all means, but I don't look for a god or goddess to protect me. I have Minder, and he kind of does this with his thumb, and you notice for the first time that about 20 feet away against a wall, there's a very large armored man in full plate black armor, standing there, not close to you guys, but definitely in reach and always kind of watching over Lord Valen.
Dio, can I make a history check?
Yeah, sure.
Roy has the idea.
What are you trying to look for?
What the right? It could be a Arcana check, but Roy tries to feel like, is this a golem or could this no? What do you call them? Could this be an iron golem or some type of flesh golem? Because Roy had taken up a case about a flesh golem before.
Or like simulacrum or something.
Yeah.
You can't tell, he's in armor. He's completely covered in armor.
Okay.
But
in that case, perception check. Can I hear him breathing?
he's about 20 feet away, so he's too far. You would have to go closer.
All right. Okay.
But Lord Valen says, even my personal bodyguard is living his second chance at life.
What were he before?
He was a man like any other, and he passed, and now he has a second chance. He's restored, just as the wait staff are here, and just as many of the people living a productive life in town. Thanks to
Cause of
my
death?
Are
my
they able to have,
science.
are they able to have relationships, families?
Children?
Well, children, I think that I haven't been able to get that hurdle. They are able to have relationships. I mean, they can intermingle with one another. I mean, feel free to talk to them. We don't have rules or restrictions. They're living life just as all of us are. But you know, they're not anyone that they can still make friends and lovers if they'd like. But the problem with reconstituted flesh is it's unfortunately they don't age. Restored life is actually free from the aging process. They don't have to worry about growing old. They don't need to. But unfortunately, that does have some restrictions, and procreation would be one of them.
Yes.
Fascinating.
I think so as well. And like I
And
said,
there's
it's
the line with science, huh, and no magic, just science. That's
Yep.
very interesting.
just science, my young friend. It is very interesting.
Wait,
So
can I?
I would be very, very, very interested in how you, I understand the mixing the body parts and all of that, but the spark to bring them to life, how do you restore that?
well, that has a lot to do with chemistry, as our fine young cricket friend said. Chemistry is a wonderful thing, and it took many experiments and many failures and many do-overs until I finally found the right mixture and serum to allow me to reanimate flesh and give the restored another chance. And so
You remind me of my dad.
well, I don't know your father, but if
Oh, I bet you do.
if he was a wise man, I'm sure that that I take that as a compliment.
His name was Henry Valentine. Did you know him?
Henry Valentine. I don't know that I do. I mean, is he? Where does he live?
Oh, he's gone for a while now, but he lived. I don't remember where I grew up. Can I do an insight to see if he's telling the truth about not knowing my dad? Because
Sure.
they're both doing chemistry experiments with life and death. Oh, now that's a no.
Okay.
Three.
He says,
-1 would be a 2.
is your father older? Is he an old man? Is he older than me? I'm 38. I'm getting up there in my years now. Is he older than me, or is he?
He passed away a while ago.
Oh, so I
No.
unfortunately I probably didn't have the chance, but I always
Probably
respect
not.
a person of science.
He's in some of the chemistry books and things, so I thought maybe. I mean,
Oh.
not in the good sections, but
Oh, okay. Well, you know, one person's one person's mad scientist is someone else's misunderstood genius.
exactly, you get it.
There's a fine line between genius and insanity sometimes, and luckily I have my friends here in the town of Hobbs End to keep me grounded. But we always need to be careful of that. Well, and conversation will continue, but as dinner goes on, conversation just kind of keeps going on, and Valen talks about a lot of things, but mainly just town stuff. basically, you know,
DM,
yeah. Go ahead, Rowan.
DM. Where is Lupe to me?
She is to your right. She's sitting next to you.
Right, okay. I lean over to Lupe and I whispered to her, close to her mask. And I asked like Lupe. Lupe told me her backstory, right?
I told you that, I think I told you that I remember crawling out of the grave and that's it.
Okay. Lupe, okay, Rowan tell Lupe this. Lupe, maybe you should volunteer because you are almost something like them. Maybe you can help us get on the inside and see how this is done exactly. Because I don't know, bring the dead back to life like this does not seem natural. Maybe you can help us, persuade them, help them do a little bit of research on yourself. Maybe I can help you get some more answer. And I scooch back. I let her make this decision.
Mhm. I just kind of whisper back. I've had the same thought, but I don't feel comfortable revealing it just yet. I'm not sure. I want to use it to my advantage, not to my being used as a medical experiment, if that makes sense.
Rowan nodded his head. Yeah. All right.
All right, and that's where we're going to end. We're going to end as dinner winds down, and we'll end for this week. And we will pick it back up next week as you guys explore more of the town of Hobbs End. So for all of us at Roll Again, this is DM Steve, and have a great week and keep playing.
See ya.
Bye.